Hello, 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 and welcome to Ask Alma. How y'all doing? Y'all see I'm kind of calm, mellow, trying to like get y'all in the mood because people need to preserve your energy for tonight. You hear me? I need y'all to last the entire hour. And I got a feeling everybody's going to pass out around 45, 46, but we going to work that out. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Come in, come in. Tell me hello. Light up the chat so I know you're there. Hello, hello. Hey, Tracy girl. How you doing? I'm so glad to see you. I know my cousins are with me tonight, and I greatly appreciate every one of y'all. My cousins, my high school friends that have been logging on. That is fantastic because we haven't seen each other in what, 20 years? 20 plus some years, but that's all right. I am so grateful that you guys have joined us. Welcome to Ask Alma. There are a couple of things I want to say before we get started and bring in the crew. Number one is I say this every week. We are not psychologists. We are here to offer you common sense advice. You know what I mean? Like somebody that you really like when you talk to them and they say to you, no, you don't need to do that. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want you to hurt yourself. So we come at you with common sense advice lovingly. We never try to hurt your feelings. So don't worry about it. We ain't going to put you on blast. But that's what we offer here. If you feel like your situation is something that needs professional assistance, roll with that. They have people who will do it for free in the social services division. Usually, there is an opportunity through your human resources office at work. But we want you to definitely get the help that you need for more serious situations. Okay, that is absolutely fine. Maddie Lou, girl, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Come on in here, panel. Let's say hello to everybody. Welcome, welcome. He said, he said, he said. And my best friend Dee Dee. How y'all doing? Okay, so we got a lot of people on the panel tonight, and what I'd like to do is go to each one of you and let you say hello to our fantastic audience and tell them who you are. Hey Gail, because that gives us all an opportunity to say something and say hello to our audience before we get started. So Dee, I'm gonna start with you. Hi Dee Dee.
You gonna start with me? I'm always here. I thought you're gonna start with the fellas. I'm Dee. You all know me. Alma and I have been, ride or die for about 30. I don't even know anymore. 35 years, I guess. And I'm always gonna be here. I'm always gonna be ride or die. So
that's right. Okay. That's right.
Hey, well, no, not ride or die because I got questions.
We got questions. Right. That's why we ride or die. Girl. We always say that. That's why we ride or die.
We're gonna need some details before we just jump out there.
Right.
But yes, but we're gonna ask the questions together.
That's right. That's right. We got questions. That's how we do. Who's up next? Alvin. Y'all know Alvin. He is a regular with Ask Alma on monthly.
Yes, Alma, thank you for having me on the show again. I was thinking when Dee was talking, what could I say about Alma that people, or me and Alma, that people don't know? I've known Alma for almost 30 years, you guys, okay? And she still looks the same. But thank you so much for having me on the show and having the He Said panel on the show. Thank you.
Thank you, Alvin. So we have Vosh next. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. And Alma, I just want to say, when I'm on the He Said set, it does not look as cute as it does on your set. We're going to have to upgrade because looking at you, it is cavernous behind you. I know you just moved, but I feel like I could just say, Alma, and it would just echo for days and then come back to us. I'm thrilled to be here. I come from a place where, nothing is really wrong. It just may be missing a couple pieces to make it right. So I am
Exactly.
happy to be here to expel some knowledge, some wisdom, some love, and a little scandalo onto your fabulous crowd. Because I've been on the other
We
side
love
commenting.
Scandalo.
I am ready to be here for you. Give it, bring it, bring it.
We love
I
Scandalo.
am so glad. Yes, we love it. We love it. Because, I was stalking you since the second episode. He said.
Been loving you from the other
Jump
side.
all in.
It's good to be on your side. It's good to see you and say hey to you in person. I'm loving it.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. Saladin.
Hey, Alma, thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you guys. I'm going to leave the door open to all of the questions that your viewers have and try to answer them to the best of my ability with honesty and love and truth.
Absolutely.
And candor and the directness and
Cuteness and a smile. Hey.
Mary Lou says it's raining men tonight, so she's happy to be here.
That's
Hallelujah.
Right.
I think I saw another comment that said Ava's wearing off on you, that they like your tie-dye shirt. Obviously, Ava is influencing the wardrobe these days.
Grandma is very casual while I'm still moving my closet from I'm gonna fess up, y'all. I'm just gonna say it. Because see, I think there are some people on this panel who will appreciate this. I am a woman who had 3 closets at my old residence.
Wow.
And so we've moved 2.5. Thank you, Dee Dee. Oh my gosh, my girlfriend Dee came over here and wiped one of them, 1.5 completely out.
It was work. It was an 8-hour shift.
Whew,
I'm clear that you should get out of your closet.
I was going to say, I just started shaking when you was like, yeah, like 3 closets. I was like, I went back to therapy. Okay, right, okay.
I know, that's insane.
Doesn't everybody have a boot closet? Am I the only one who has a boot closet?
A jewelry closet.
No,
I have a jewelry closet.
A jewelry closet?
Well, you know what, Solid.
We don't really have time to talk about Alma's closets. That is for another day.
That's a whole show in and of itself.
Did you hear me say I worked 8-hour shifts back in her closet?
Alma's closet.
I love it because there's always something in that falls off the truck. So
I can't wait till she sees you wearing that.
She'll think she gave it to me. She won't even be worried about it. I had one of those.
In and out of Alma's closet.
Yes, indeed. So hello to everybody who is saying hello to us. Hello to you guys. I'm so glad to see you. Michelle Madison, I think you and I went back and forth on he said. That was fun. Yeah. Like we were actually talking to y'all and talking to each other. Which leads me to some of you need to go ahead and text your sister and text your cousin. Is your aunt watching? Like y'all need to tell them, log on. Like, come on, the show is getting ready to start, and y'all need to be here.
Let me do that.
Yes. Right here. I just sent a text to somebody.
My friend Danielle Bailey just joined us from New Jersey.
Hi, Danielle.
Hey, Danielle.
How you doing? Good to see you too. So, Dee.
Yes.
Let me remind you of something and the crew before I forget. Remember last week on Ask Alma, we had that question from the woman about caring
her siblings.
For her mom.
Yes.
And so we got a lot of feedback on that and a lot of people emailing us about that. So we wanted to carry it over to this show and see what these guys thought about it and give it a little bit more time. Hi, Dana.
Okay. Hey, Dana. I think we first need to acknowledge that NNPA is happening this week, right?
Oh, the conference. Yes, it is happening this week. Okay, wait. I got notes. Hold on.
Right.
My notes say the NNPA conference is happening this week, June 23rd through the 26th. Y'all, it's absolutely free. So you really should log on, register, and watch it, learn from it.
Actually, the registration information is rolling across the bottom of our screen as we speak. Registration is free.
Nice.
virtualnnpa2021.com.
.org.
It says .com. Okay, is it .org?
Well, when I registered, it was .org, but maybe it's .com. We'll see.
Can you tell our friends who don't know what NNPA stands for?
Do you know what it stands for?
National Newspaper Publishers Association.
Go ahead, girl.
Is it right?
That's it.
Okay.
Extra points.
Okay.
Extra points if you know what it used to stand for.
Oh, we can move on from that.
Next.
We are not even going to play that game. I have no idea.
Vosh had to go there. He had to go there.
Publishers
Right.
Association.
That's
yeah.
right. He went
National
there
Negroes
full
Publishers.
throttle last week.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And
I hate acronyms. That's why I always ask, because nowadays you'll see things published and they will only publish the acronym and they won't tell you what it means. So you could spend half hour just trying to figure out what it means. Sometimes you don't need to know, but yeah. So yeah, that question last week was really good because and I thought that maybe we could revisit it because I come from a big family. I don't have, my immediate family isn't large. But my mother's is, and I would be really curious from them what they think about the question.
Yes, as well as the audience. If you guys were with us last week, if you're just joining us this week, let us know what you think. So you guys, let's listen to question number 1.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, everyone. My name is Patrice, and I'm one of your VVRs for this week's Ask Alma. Here's the question. Dear Alma, I'm the only girl in a family of 4. My 3 brothers and I are very close. We're all in our 40s to 50s and successful in our chosen fields. Our mother's battling cancer and she needs constant care. Our dad died years ago, so there is no one at the house to care for her. Of course, we're all devastated, but here's where we are fighting with each other. My brothers expect me to care for my mother. Aside from me having a full-time job and a family to care for, I can't blame it on the time. I love my mother just as my brothers do, but I'm not good at that. Hospitals make me nauseous. I hate them. I hate to visit anyone at a hospital. It's heartbreaking to me, and when I think about being the caretaker, wiping, bathing, and dressing my mom, I just break down and cry uncontrollably. My brothers are saying that since I'm her daughter, I should be able to do it, but I just can't. They also say if I loved my mom, I could do it, and that breaks my heart. Do you think there's something wrong with me? I can make decisions for my mother's care, and I'm also willing to pay the bills, but I just can't do the work myself. Please help me. What should I do?
Let me say, I felt so bad for her. Like, it seemed like the family guilt that was showering this woman is absolutely unbelievable. And it sounds to me that there are people in the family, primarily her brothers, who don't want to do the work. So they are also trying to guilt her into thinking that it's just her responsibility as the daughter of the family. And so straight up, number 1, no, there's nothing wrong with you. Absolutely nothing wrong with you. Not everybody can be a nurse or a doctor or an assistant. I think there are many people who would prefer not to walk in a hospital. I'm one of them. Are you too? Yeah, I just freeze. And so Alva, let me ask you this too. It sort of touches on what she says. I feel like I am a person who can almost do anything, but in that area, it's really not one of my strong suits at all. Now, I've done it. I did care for my mother and my father, but it still wasn't a place
of
where
comfort.
I felt like I was good at. Yeah, it wasn't.
Well, I think one of the things that she said, or that the VVR said, that this young woman said, was that she knows how to get help. She can go and get help. She would support that part of the effort. I think she has to find a place in herself to say, you know what, this is my contribution to that, because you can't make yourself do something, but she has to find a place where she's accepted the fact that she's afraid to go into hospitals. She's afraid to clean up people. Because I can't even look at someone with a finger that's cut. I'm like, throw a towel on it. Hurry up.
Right.
I'm like, I mean, and I've always been that way. So yeah, but I really feel sorry that her family are being the way they are. But that's how a lot of families are, when you get to situations like this.
And it sounds like they have the resources to support their mother. And my question would be, does your mom have a long-term care policy? I would encourage her to talk with someone herself about overcoming her fear or the sort of repugnance for hospitals, because if she's not willing to take care of her mom and her
with that, I think we have a community of people who look at it as if you don't want to when you don't care for your parent. And that's not the case. So there's so many options and so many places that will do a much better job than just keeping your loved one at home. That should be an option.
Right.
I think the first thing she should do is put together a Zoom call with her brothers and tell them the lazy dudes that they are. The lazy, manipulative dudes that they are.
In between words that you didn't use between the lazy.
It's better when it's implied. It's better when it's implied. Because no one is ever prepared to take care of a parent. It's just not something that you really set out as a goal that you really prepare for. So when it comes upon you, it's always a surprise. No one is good at it at first. It is a skill like buying a car. You only do it a couple times. You're not really good at it the first time. You're lucky if you get a second chance to do it. So for them to put this on her is them just being lazy, and she should be very, very clear about what her boundaries are in doing it. I'm not sure if you guys are aware that I came into town last year, February 10th to be exact, to help take care of my mom. And that fell on me really hard for like the first 8 months of last year during a pandemic. And although I told people that I needed help, it didn't really come. So I'm speaking from experience. You tell people.
Do you have siblings?
I have an older sister and a younger brother.
Were they around to help you?
My sister's been estranged from my family for a very long time, and my brother is more than happy to rely on other people to do anything. So it really fell on me. And although I asked for help, it didn't really come. So I'm telling her, look, girl, you set boundaries about what you can and will not do for your mom. You stick strong to that, because everyone is having their own experience. And if this is your mom's end of life experience, she had her whole life to prepare for it, and it is okay that it be what it is that she set it out to be.
Well, Tracy says get a video camera and you all chip in for a nurse. She also said the work doesn't bother me, but it's hard work and it doesn't end at 5 p.m.
Oh no, it's 24/7.
No,
because I did it too, Vosh, with my mom.
Right.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
But the guilt, but you know what? There is guilt that goes along with it. There's no question about it. But the best advice we could give her too is to don't accept other people's guilt. Like, do the best you can do, and that's it.
But when it comes to parents, there's always that dynamic anyway, because I think we had a panel a little while ago where we had.
Wow.
Oh, Dee.
Another piece to what I was thinking about, that when you're in those situations, like I just said, I was full of I can't, I don't like, I don't. But when you're faced with those situations, you rise to the occasion. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So as much as I just went, said, I don't like going into hospitals. When my mother fell ill before she died, I was at the hospital every single day. When she came home, I was just doing it. Now, did I still get those feelings even as a young boy? Whatever that I was getting from fear, queasy, or whatever you want to call it, I rose to the occasion. Right. So, you just have to, I don't know, everybody's different, but you have to find a place where you can do that and just move forward. Yeah.
And do what you can and I wonder if she can, and say that's it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because I think,
and I wonder if she can actually move her mom into the house with her, and then have someone either through her mom's long-term care policy, or maybe if they have to sell their mother's house and use the proceeds from the sale of her mom's house to hire someone to come in and take care of her while she's working.
Yeah, yeah.
And I gotta go with Vosh. I'm sorry, because that Zoom call that'll help me release a lot of pressure if I can look at you and tell you and call you out the way I think I need
Right.
to call you out.
Yes.
That's a relief that I think she needs as well. She needs to,
Exactly.
she needs to release herself, because she sent a letter to you, but she probably needs to talk to her family as well if she
Right.
hasn't done
And
that.
not go ahead, Vosh.
I was gonna say I would be on that call with her to cheer her on. I would be her hype man,
Right.
big
Yes.
time.
Yes. That's what I was going to say. That she has every right to do that and not feel bad about it. Like I
Right.
think that it sounds. Her words almost sound like they have. She feels so bad for the way that she feels and the choices that she is feeling like she has to make. But it isn't because she's making the wrong choices.
Right.
It's because other people are almost bullying her.
Right.
Dee, we missed you. You want to finish what you were saying?
Can you see me?
We can
Yes.
see you.
Oh, because I can't see you. Oh, there. I was gonna say, if you wanted me to stop talking, you could have just told me to shut up. This is off topic, but I call this Maintenance Man Tuesday, because I swear every time it's time for me to come on the show, there's a maintenance man in my place
It is
fixing
I was
something.
gonna say,
So.
yeah, it was okay. I was like, yeah, I thought so.
What I was saying was,
I need a
when we talk
maintenance man
about,
over here.
Okay.
well, I'll send him over when he's done. I was talking about, the family guilt, when we were talking about people who call their parents every day. And there was a real debate about whether it's acceptable for you not to talk to your parents every day, and why that needs to happen. And I think one of the panelists was saying that her siblings kept saying, why don't you do this? You should do this.
Right.
You should do this every day. And so, those kinds of, aggressions graduate to, you're the one that should be responsible for taking care of the parent. That was the point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
Well, she should get some therapy too, because she needs to get some therapy, because that kind of helped me out of my situation with feeling guilt about my parents. And so 29 years of therapy has done me real well. So
That is so true. Thank you guys for this. I did want to take a couple of minutes to answer her and give her some advice. And all of you gave her great advice. I'm glad that, Vosh, you had actual experience and could identify with her to let her know that the way that she feels is absolutely fine. You can't.
There's a caregiver in the chat. She says, I'm a caregiver and it's exhausting. And self-care and boundaries are a must.
Yep.
And I dealt with this situation when I had to take care of my ex-husband's grandparents. They suffered from Alzheimer's. I had no help at all, but God got me through it. That was from Michelle.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And but when the sad part about it, I remember when I was doing it, a woman I worked with said to me, on the other side of this, your mother will have passed away. So, in those moments that you really feel like you can't, you just don't know where your energy is coming from, say a prayer, you'll get it.
Wait, and you didn't have sibling support. This woman has 3 brothers, and so and finances. So should be some reason for them to work it out.
But hold on, you said she has but she has no support. She just has bodies. She has 3 brothers. And so we can't say that she has support. She doesn't have that.
Right.
And they're throwing that guilt thing on her.
Well, she said they're all successful in their chosen field. So I got the sense that they're all sort of financially stable and able to contribute to their mother's care. So going back to Vasha's comment a few moments ago, she needs to get them on a Zoom call, and they need to figure out a way to come together. And whether the mother moves in with her or one of their brothers, they need to find a way to galvanize their resources to secure the proper care for her.
But something you just said. Okay, I'm sorry, Vash.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say something you just, like, the word just popped in my head when we said brothers. Boys have a very different relationship with their mother than daughters do. I mean, that's just by nature. And I always joke that my brother will be useless when it's time to handle business for my mother. I know that to be true. So maybe they need to have a deeper conversation about where they are and how they are dealing with the fact that their mother is no longer able to take care of herself.
What I was going to say is to iterate what Alma said. This is a finite amount of time that you have with your parents. So when you think that you have pushed beyond what you can do, there's a little bit more that you can give, because it is not going to last forever. And at a certain point, you're going to look back and wonder what you did. And the healing process of losing your parent is going to be helped by the amount of energy you put into their life while they were here.
So hold on, girl. Hold on.
Absolutely. Hold on.
It seems like whenever we make a good point, D is gone.
Right. She's like, I'm out of here.
Just wipes her off. Exactly.
Right.
It's that maintenance man in her apartment. Okay?
It's not really a maintenance man.
I know.
We just have to be on there.
Because that
I have a
maintenance
work order
man
to put in for him.
That maintenance man, he has been there a few weeks, and so I don't know what she got going on over there, but
he has. We are gonna have to play question number 2 and get back to it when Dee gets back on. But thank you all for that. I think we gave her fantastic advice, which is absolutely what she needed. So let's move on and listen.
And I wish her the best of luck.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, she certainly needs it now and later. Let's all listen to question number 2.
Hey, everybody. How you doing? My name is Donnie Grady, and I will be your virtual video reader for the day. So, let's get started here. And hello, everyone, by the way. I apologize for that. Hey, Ms. Alma. The question begins. I just got a new job working security. I'm grateful to get this job. I lost my other job during COVID. I work the night shift, and my problem is this. There's a coworker I'm partnered with. He leaves every night to go see his girlfriend. He's married.
Exactly.
He's married, and I'm not trying to get all up in his business, but I'm new, and I need him to do his damn job. What's your advice? Should I go to him directly or to the supervisor? I'm mad conflicted. Well, I already know my answer. I would go to the man, personally, but it's you guys' job on the panel to handle this question. Thanks.
I love that the Mona Lisa is like judging him.
I know. And Mona Lisa's back there like.
I'm sorry, I couldn't even hold that back. Like, just like.
I was all in Mona Lisa's face.
Yes.
Okay.
That is my main man, Donnie. He's been on the panel. He is hilarious. Let me recap, you guys. So this guy has a new job, and he has a coworker who is skipping out on the job to go visit a girlfriend. He is married, but he's going to visit his girlfriend when he's supposed to be at work. And since this guy is new on the crew, he's conflicted. He doesn't know whether he should say something to him directly or go to the supervisor. He's asking, what do we think would be the best way to handle this? What do you guys think?
I say that you go to the manager and give them a tip and say, you need to check and see what's happening here when this shift is going on. Because if he goes directly to the guy and says anything and it doesn't get better and it has to escalate, he is going to be the blame for it. But if he just goes to the manager and says, you need to be checking on what's going on, then the manager has an opportunity to discover it and he is left in the clear.
Okay.
And he needs to leave
and he also
the
has
whole
to be
story
careful
about the
because he's doing
girlfriend.
the job.
Yeah. Well, yeah, to a degree he has to be careful, which I think he should take the hierarchy route, going to the boss first and not bring it up to the guy and leaving out the whole
but he has to,
discussion
he should
about
definitely go to the
girlfriend.
supervisor first, but he shouldn't bring that up at all. He should also go over to the conversation with his supervisor, like kind of play dumb with a little naivete, like, hey, Harry, like, what time do our shifts end? I thought we were all here together from 11 o'clock until 7 o'clock in the morning. Are we allowed to leave at 4 o'clock in the morning? I'm not sure because it just seems like everyone is, you know what I mean? Like play naive a little bit, don't be aggressive, stay calm and sort of play. I mean, well, I shouldn't tell all my teeth just in case my bosses are watching, but sometimes you have to play like a little Chrissy Snow, like put your, put your blonde wig on.
Chrissy Snow.
What's happening?
Saladin, you mean I'm not the only one who does that?
No,
It's
no.
me.
No.
I call it putting your wig on backwards and showing your cheap tag. Okay, I call it that. When you put that wig on and show that cheap tag, that means that you're getting ready. I'm getting ready to become somebody else. I'm going to play coy. You know, I'm going to get my point across, but I'm going to read from the book of Saladin. And I'm gonna come at you like, oh, you know what? I was here last night by myself.
Right.
And yeah, right. I'm going to approach it like that, because having a conversation with his coworker, if his work doesn't directly impact him.
Mm-hmm. Because okay, so if his work impacts what he does, you think it would carry over, like if he went to him directly?
Well, I think it's a fine line there, but if two of us need to close shop at midnight,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not there, the potential for something happening because one person is there is greater. And so he's opening himself up for what the guy's already setting him up for failure. So what I'm saying is, that's a place where you're like, hey,
the guy's taking
dude,
advantage of him.
Yeah, he's taking advantage of, right, exactly. Yeah.
And he doesn't have a relationship with him. He's new at this job. So if this is where it's starting out, imagine where it's gonna go. Don't have it. I got somebody else who wants your job.
Exactly. It's true.
Right.
It's true.
Right.
And it's also an opportunity. I don't know how long the guy has been with the company, or what his role is, but I mean, it's also an opportunity for him to express to his boss like how much he's enjoying the job, and maybe he can take on a little bit more responsibility if someone who's supposed to be there from 11 p.m. until 7 a.m. is leaving at 4. It's like, well, I can kind of do this on my own, and that can lead to increase in salary or whatever. So I would see it as an opportunity, but to Alvin's point, I wouldn't allow this guy to, continue to take advantage of me.
Yeah,
especially if he's not bringing any snacks back from the little tryst that he's had. Like, if you bring back some pie,
exactly. No maintenance man.
No
maintenance man.
Get the hook up.
The friend got a friend.
He ain't doing none of that. And why is he
that? Hey, Gail.
How come he knows about the man's business like that, though? That he's going to see his girlfriend. He's like pushing it in his face. And so, again, another level of disrespect that the dude needs to be aware of is coming his way as a new person. And then again, he could be kind of feeling him out, like,
Right. That's what I thought, Alvin.
Right. He could be feeling him out.
What you gonna do?
Are you a new snitch? Right.
Or like Gigi.
Right.
Or like Gigi says, if he does nothing, they both could lose their job. Yeah.
All right, Gigi.
Both of them. Right.
I'm with Gigi. I'm Team Gigi right now. Yes,
that's true.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But I did think he was trying to feel him out a little bit because he's new. So he's taking advantage of him just to see what he's going to do. And if he does nothing, he's definitely not going to stop. It'll just keep happening. He has to do one or the other.
The guy's relationship
and going back to Gigi's point, she's totally right, because
go ahead.
Go ahead.
At my firm, I knew of someone who was an admin, and she supports a bunch of senior people. And this one particular person, her expense reports that she was submitting, she was submitting some crazy things that were very questionable. And this particular admin is just, putting them all into the system and approving them. Well, they both got cut because the admin, she knew something was kind of fishy, but because of her relationship with the senior person, she would just put everything into the system and approve it, and they both got cut. So he should certainly be careful. I think Gigi is absolutely right.
Yeah, I am an admin. When I was an admin in the newsroom working where Alvin and Dee were both employed, I had someone who I'd have that happen all the time. And I just would not. It was like, oh no, not on my watch.
There you go.
Exactly.
To somebody else, because really, you tested me. It has nothing to do with anything else other than you think that I'm going to put this in and push this button and let you get away with it. I remember one person like put in for shoes. I was like, where my shoes at? She was like,
Where are
what?
my shoes?
I was like, they belong to me.
Alma was giving you Mona Lisa like.
Exactly.
Gee, we got to catch you up real fast. Short story short, the guy got a new job. It's two of them on the job. They work at night. One of them has a girlfriend. He's married, but he has a girlfriend. He leaves to go see the girlfriend at night and then comes back to the job like when it's time to go. And he's like, he's new. What's going on? Should he confront the guy or should he tell the supervisor? So we were talking about people at work who try you.
Yeah.
Basically, they are trying you.
I got a list of those.
And the thing with the expense reports too and stuff like that, because that's also that guy falsifying time.
Right.
Now that we think about it, Saladin, like he's not there. He is saying that he's there, but he's not there.
He's not
both
there.
of them are basically checking
The devil
off
is
on
a
that.
liar.
I'm not saying snitch, but maybe the supervisor can come by when he is supposed to be there and discover that he's not there and let him handle it.
Yes.
Exactly.
I say
because if the job doesn't get done, then am I going to be responsible for the part that doesn't get done?
Exactly.
Like, am I going to be working 8 hours while dude is off doing his thing for 6 of those 8 hours? It depends on what the workload is. But
and if it may, if it may come down King Street, no, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about if it may come down where I'm gonna be held responsible for something that the both of us should be responsible for. Like I said, I'm a snitch, big old snitch.
Oh, look, my husband! Oh my gosh! Oh
see, I wasn't even going to point out that you knew him. I was just going to read the statement.
For the first time in 6 months, my husband is actually watching the show. And he commented.
He watches from the wings. He watches from the wings.
He's actually at our old place. I'm at our new place. So
I'll go
home after it.
You call out sick. That's right, because then that person's going to be expected to complete the work. And where is he?
Yeah,
but he's new. He's new. He hasn't quite figured out. He hasn't quite figured it out. Yeah, he's still new. But if he was one of us, I bet if he was Saladin, Vosh, or me, that newness would wear off real quick.
Real quick. The other thing too, I was thinking this guy's kind of jacked up because he's being jacked up on his job. He's not there to do his job. He's being jacked up with his wife. He's messing around with a girlfriend. You know what? Tell on his Tell on him. Yes.
To everybody.
Exactly.
Right.
When they started talking about his wife, though, when they were talking about him cheating, I had a Judge Judy moment. Because Judge Judy will tell you in a minute. You don't know that? You don't know that? Judge Judy would say, you don't know that. Unless you've been out on a date with him and the person that he supposedly be cheating with. That could all be a front. Again, to the new guy. Telling the new guy. He might be just going home and going to bed because he's working 3 jobs. Who knows? Whatever the case may be.
But as my coworker, none of that is my problem.
But he said that's what the guy was doing. So the guy must be saying, I'm going to see my girlfriend, man. I'll be back. Right. I mean, he didn't say, I don't know where he is. I think he might be with a girlfriend. He said he's leaving to go see his girlfriend because I thought about that too. Was he really? And if he says he's going
if he's
to see
saying
that,
I will record him saying that.
Yeah. Turn my phone
y'all
on.
are scandalous. Y'all are recording conversations.
Baby. Whatever it takes, okay? Whatever it takes. Yeah, whatever it takes.
I think I would, because here's the thing. If he were working 3 jobs and he said, I just need to go take a nap. I'm trying to take care of my family. I'm tired. I just want to go to sleep for an hour. That's one thing. And you try to work with people. If he was taking care of his mama, like the girl who we were just talking about. I mean, those things I think you can ask somebody to work with you on.
Yes.
But he just going to see somebody.
You can't tell me I'm going to get it in while you stay here and work. No.
That's why That's what it amounts to. I have a maintenance work at home, and I got to go home. Okay, that's what it is. I got to go.
I'll be back on the call, y'all.
I have a whole list of work orders like D.
I gotta leave early.
A whole list of work orders like D.
I got a light out at my house.
I just met you. I do not have a list of work orders.
Wish you
I
did,
do.
though,
Send the
girl.
maintenance man over here. Send him up in check.
We're not doing this foolishness. Stop it. I feel, you know what? I feel horrible because now I know how my students feel with this technology that just won't work all the time. So I'm like trying not to be super frustrated. So thank you.
It's working out just fine. It's working out just fine.
That's fine.
So basically, we are telling this guy, tell your supervisor.
Yes.
Basically, yeah.
That is the answer across the board. Tell your supervisor.
Yeah, your supervisor.
Okay, so you guys, let's see what's going on with question number 3.
I'm Lolly Reinhardt, a proud graduate of my HBCU, Bennett College, and it's my pleasure to read a question for this week's Ask Alma. Dear Alma, I work as a landscape designer, so needless to say, my front and backyards are immaculate. It's my dream, my hobby, my livelihood. I could spend all day in the dirt. Recently, I've been finding little surprises that my neighbor's dog is leaving behind. I did bring it to my next door neighbor's attention, but he just shrugs it off and says, I'll keep an eye on Fiona. I would consider myself to be a good neighbor, but I've had it with this. Short of punching him in the throat, can you suggest another option?
Yes.
Lolly,
Put some chocolate
Lolly,
throughout your
Lolly,
garden.
thank you, Lolly, for reading that question. She is one of my high school friends who is always supportive of Ask Alma.
Okay.
So she doesn't want to be on the panel, but she tells me often, I will read a question for you. So
Well,
thank
we
you,
appreciate
for
Lolly.
We do
Thank you,
appreciate
Lolly.
for that.
Thank you,
Yes,
Lolly.
indeed. Mary Lou
Lolly.
says snitches get stitches.
Not always.
Put me-
Sometimes snitches
put me-
Says the business owner. So she
Okay.
doesn't even have that problem. She doesn't
Well,
have to
see-
worry about that.
I know this is a family show, but if you say stitches get, I could change that itches if you want. Okay, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, snitches get itches. Okay, I can take that ST off, man, because you know what I'm saying? You're not going to disrespect me. But I get your point. It's a family show.
Yeah.
I can't go there. Okay.
So I'm going to recap Lolly's question. The neighbor has a dog, Fiona, I think her name was Fiona.
Yes, yeah.
Who's leaving little surprises over in her beautifully landscaped front and backyard. So I don't know. Has anybody had that problem?
I haven't had that problem in particular. One, I would ask Lolly, why doesn't she consider getting a privacy fence? Two, if the dog is leaving treats in her garden, she should leave some milk chocolate around the garden for the dog to snack on. And see how
No,
the
because
owner of
won't
the
that
dog
leave
likes
a
that,
bigger
because-
mess?
No, milk chocolate will take a dog
No,
places
chocolate
that
is very
they
bad for
can't-
dogs.
Very bad for dogs. Very
You know,
bad.
and I was thinking about that. I'm not a pet person. I certainly would not want to harm the pet. I know that they have these electric invisible fences, because I thought first a fence as well, but then I thought I shouldn't have to fence in my yard because my neighbor won't keep their dog under control.
Right.
So, I immediately thought of those invisible fences that, if you try to cross into my property, and then you will stop doing that.
Exactly.
I just think it's rude and disrespectful for the neighbor not to keep their dog. I mean, I can scrape it all up and drop it off, but I shouldn't have to do that. And as a non-pet owner, I want to be able to walk in my yard barefoot, flip-flops, however, and not step in your dog's mess. So I think that there needs to be. I don't know. I don't know, because it is an animal.
Yeah.
I cannot.
Common sense.
I'm not trying to sell any products, but I live in Washington D.C. in a duplex. I mean, a duplex house, and the sidewalk, the area in front of my house is not mine. It belongs to the city. It's public,
Right.
but it's in front of my house. And dogs they would let their dogs do their business. So I bought a gadget that I have on my porch right now that the dogs don't like. And I can't hear it, but they can hear
Oh,
it.
it's a sound. Okay.
It's a sound. And when they come by my house, they run. They run by my house. The birds don't poop on my car. The squirrels don't eat out of my, believe me, that's the best thing. She needs to go and get that gadget and put them in different places in her yard.
Okay.
The birds, the squirrels, they won't come.
Because it doesn't harm them. It just prevents them from coming to visit.
They hear it and they run from it. People, when animals
what kind of gadget is this?
I can't promote.
Right. But
when we get offline, all I know is in Amazon somewhere, and I got one in front of my house.
Well, there apparently is a sound frequency that only
Yes.
people of a certain age can hear that convenience stores also use to repel certain clientele.
So can we just repel the neighbor?
Yeah, well, hey.
And this is a gadget I'm talking about. Adults can't hear it, but kids like who are 12 or 14, they come by my house and go, "What is that? What is that?"
Okay.
Really?
It's real, yeah.
So Gail says, I don't want to block my view. I have bagged those little gifts and placed it on their steps. Robin says the pen owner has to put the electric sensitive collar around the dogs for the fence to work. She wants to know the name of the gadget and if it's battery operated. She's been trying to keep people off her lawn, so she probably wants the gadget to take care of them.
It will get rid of a deer. It will keep deers and everybody. Squirrels.
Animal X-Lax. Let it kick in. Leave no time to make it to the door.
Can you put the name of the gadget in the comments?
I sure will put the name of the gadget.
Okay, so after the show, Alvin will tell you guys what the name of the gadget. And I want to know,
she has Wild Kingdom at her house. She needs.
Oh no.
She needs this gadget.
So I want to know: is it a cute gadget, or can you hide it behind a pot of plants or flowers or something?
It is hidden behind.
No, that's important to me. I don't want like something crazy on my porch just because your dog won't poop in your yard. I mean, I want it to coordinate with my door and my door hanging and my mat and all of that.
So you can go ahead and clean up that puppy poop.
Okay, all I'm saying is I'm gonna send it to you, but believe me, my front porch. I got to have it clean.
I
it got
love
to be
your front
so
porch. It's red.
You can't even see it.
Okay.
I wouldn't advise her to pick up the poop and then put the bag on the neighbor's porch, because that could lead to a very bad situation, and you have to live next door to people.
Yes, you do.
The neighbor's being disrespectful by allowing his pet into her yard.
Well, see, I think we've already passed that. If I've asked you a number of times to keep your dog out of my yard,
yes,
that's not complicated. You put a fence up. It's your dog.
Right.
Michelle says, I've had dogs since childhood. This is very disrespectful and unlawful on the neighbor's part.
Yes.
There are leash laws in most states, by the way.
Yes.
There are, but I also think that you can bag it and put it back in front of their door. Remember that article about a senior citizen? It was a lady who did that, and she just put them back in front of the neighbor's door until they stop. Because it's almost like don't get me wrong, because I got a granddaughter that I think does no wrong. So when I say this, all of you parents don't get mad at me. But you know how you just can't see your kid doing anything wrong. It's the same thing with pets sometimes.
Yeah.
That you bring it to their attention, you say something about it, and they go, "Oh well, bag it and put it back on their doorstep," until they realize what a nuisance this is and how you don't want it to happen. So Vosh, I think one of your friends commented that she had to do that.
Jessif.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did it work?
Do it. They said that it worked. And I want to point out that my friends Barry and Van, who have logged on as well, had an issue with their neighbors' dogs barking. Someone mentioned about using the law. They had to take they made a complaint, and they found out in their city that if your neighbor's dog barks after they get cited once, if there's another infraction, there was like a $10,000 per infraction. That barking stopped. So You bring the law into it with that dog poop, I guarantee you that will stop.
Well,
They
see,
put a muzzle on that dog.
Gosh.
Yes.
I live in DC, and if you hear a gunshot, they ask, "Is it July 4th?" No, no, it's January. It's January. That was a gunshot. It's not a firecracker. So right. So
Oh my goodness, Jess said she did it and didn't use the bag.
Oh my gosh.
I like her, Vosh.
Yes,
That's my kind of friend right
just
there.
scoop it up and
So Alma, it's in the feed. The he said live. We posted the gadget that people can go and take a look at. Yeah, it's posted right there.
All righty.
Click on it and go get it.
I wonder if she has an HOA and what the HOA has to say about pets roaming into other people's backyards, because they usually cover everything. Maybe she could reach out to them and have them help, or he or she help them resolve this issue.
Yeah.
And help the neighbor to understand and hear her, because clearly the neighbor is like poo-pooing it off. Y'all get it?
But we live in some crazy times right now.
Yes.
And we really have to be careful about how, especially I'm truly not going to say, pick it up and throw it back, because again, that can start like a major war. And, we already live in a world where people are just waiting for someone to do something.
To pop off.
And
what did Octavia Spencer do in The Help? Didn't she bake it into a pie? Do that.
That's worse than my chocolate idea. That's worse than my chocolate idea.
I told you. Oh my God! You want a piece of pie? You
look at what I made for you.
Robin says at least make a nuisance claim so it's on record. Put a camera in your backyard for proof. The neighbor may film you dropping poo in their Ring doorbell and claim you're harassing them.
Not with the pie.
Right. Note to self: don't eat in his house.
With a Mona Lisa face.
So we'll have a big old potluck. Everyone goes, which dish did Vosh make?
No. You better ask yourself, did I piss Vosh off this week?
Otherwise, you want to eat what I make, baby.
Right.
That part. Okay, that part.
Okay.
Tracy, my cousin, says she loves the pie. That's right up her alley too. I just got you guys know I just moved in, so one neighbor came over with brownies. They were very good.
You ate them?
One. No, just a half of one.
But you just ate a half just in case, like you felt a little sick and a whole one might have threw you to the floor. Like, why did you
Why did we all of us just got quiet? We were like this.
You ate it?
I can't eat from. I have to see your kitchen before I eat anything from your house. I need to see your kitchen and your bathroom before I eat
that's
anything
insane.
from your house.
Yes, Saladin, I'm right there with you. So let me clarify. The neighbor came over with a beautiful card to welcome us to the neighborhood.
Lovely.
It had her cell phone number, the husband's cell phone number. It said, like, if we need anything, blah, blah, blah. It was very, very sweet. The brownies came from the grocery store down the street. She didn't bake them. They came from the grocery store, so it had, everything was sealed.
Okay.
And
there's
so
there's a book about.
I would have warmed up some coconut milk.
Okay. was she hitting the cup while she was talking to you? Okay. Get out. Okay.
Hilarious.
This is a 55 and over community. Everybody's in your business. I love it. Another neighbor came over and introduced himself. It was really sweet. And so I was getting ready to leave because he just walked up the driveway when I was out there. So I started the car. So he was like, "Oh, what's that noise? You might need to get that fixed."
Nosy.
And I thought, they are so nosy. I'm so happy about it.
Yes.
No, you gotta be
hilarious.
I had a senior across the street from me. He missed nothing.
Nothing.
During the hurricanes, he called me. I was in another state. He called me. He said, "There's some fellow at your house with a blue car. You know anybody with blue cars?"
Right there.
I was like, no. He was like, well, I'm gonna go over there and find out who he is because he
Thank
has
you.
no business in your driveway.
That's
Wow.
how this community
Yes, I
is.
love it.
It's the
You should have
old,
told him,
Wow.
old
D. Should have
school.
told him
Huh?
that's the maintenance
Ain't this
man.
Right. You need him to put a work order in.
you, and you.
Right.
Y'all know we're gonna keep this going, right? With
But you know, I
the
don't know if
Henry,
you're
I ain't
familiar
gonna
with
let
the
that up.
Forever.
author. Is it Graham Lawrence or Lawrence Graham? I get him. I twist his name up, but he wrote
Lawrence
an
Graham.
entire. Lawrence Graham wrote a book about being trained to move into high-end community. If you're African American and you move into a predominantly white community, and one of the things that they talked about was bringing food to the neighbors. And if you do it, you need to bring food that is store wrapped, so the people don't think that you're trying to harm them or
Yes.
what have you.
Yeah.
But that's why when you said brought you
Right.
brownies, I was like, I instantly thought they made brownies and you ate them.
They were
Right.
store bought from Wegmans.
Okay.
Plug for
Well, you should have
Wegmans.
ate
Oh,
whole
Wegmans is
brownies
nice.
then from Wegmans.
Wegmans
Yes.
is nice. Yeah, I just
Exactly. With the
learned
warm
about
coconut milk.
them. Right?
See, and I can't even have that conversation because I'm not sure who in my neighborhood. Hey, D Black, guess what? I'm the
You
tech guy.
know D Black?
I know D Black tech guy.
I know D Black.
I
Yeah.
can't even go on that and have that discussion about how the neighbors have, bring you food because my neighborhood has transitioned to that now, and for Christmas, and so I'm not gonna have the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know who watches Ask Alma. A lot of people watch
Right.
Ask Alma.
Yeah.
That's right.
A lot of people
Everybody
watch
watches
I have a neighbor whose big, beautiful mixer, one of those $600 mixers, was delivered to my house when I first moved here. And I did a little work to find out who it belonged to because I believe in karma. And when I figured out who it belonged to, I gave it to her and she's a chef. So she often knocks on the door and offers me treats.
Okay.
I'd have to be her friend.
Okay, I'll be her
Yeah.
friend. Okay, be
Yeah.
her friend. I'll be
I
her
would
friend.
too.
But
I
yeah,
love the chef.
But I know her.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she does a lot of her stuff on Instagram. So she's all out there. Like you watch her make everything, and so yeah.
Okay.
But I don't have any other neighbors that can bring me food.
Well,
No, I wouldn't eat the food at USA Today. So
I did first. No, but I would tell you guys, come fix your
Come
plate
get your
now. I'm
plate.
getting ready to send the email out to everybody. Come over and get yours now.
anybody on here who worked with me knows they
joy.
call them D's food rules. If I wasn't at the buffet first, D did not eat.
I'm pretty
Like
picky.
Gigi
I'm
said, we'll all be her friend.
I'm pretty picky. But if I know you and trust you, I'm gonna. I
And
will
Alvin, you
definitely
can cook. I see
Yeah, I
you
can
can
cook.
cook.
I like to cook.
Because Saladin and Vash, we're having a cookout at Alvin's. I am. I
haven't received my invitation yet.
I haven't picked a date yet, but I'll let you guys know. Yeah.
Right
Alvin
on.
said it was okay because I said on the air, Alvin, can I have a cookout at your house? So, he
didn't officially say no, so it's true.
Right.
He couldn't say no. That's not no is not an option. He will open the door and she'll be standing there on the step. Like, what are you doing here?
With a line of us behind with covered dishes.
The cookouts today.
Exactly.
I said I'm gonna do it. I said what I said. Okay? I said what I said. Okay.
So Alvin, Kay said she coming because
I know.
Kay said she was coming in.
Yeah, of course she said she was coming.
I'm gonna have a whole spread. Okay, and hopefully Saladin and Vosh and D and Alma and Kay, all of y'all can be down here at the same time.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Thank you. We
a lot of
appreciate
fun.
it.
I love it.
I would
Thank
love
you
it.
guys so much for being on with us tonight. I am so thrilled. My heart is actually full of joy. I am so grateful. Gail says she's coming. She's gonna bring her Tupperware.
Smart.
And I'll have some aluminum foil.
I was gonna say we need to have a conversation about whether it's appropriate or not for you to plan to take food home from events.
Yeah.
Because some people come with Ziploc bags and plan it. Like, I eat at your house and then I go home. That is just my policy. You invite me to eat, I eat.
But
that's
I had
not.
a party for 15
but it's not a
people.
practice.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Saladin, go
I
ahead.
had a Juneteenth party on Saturday for 15 people, and I cooked pretty much everything. And I was begging people. I didn't have to beg them, but I was pushing food on people because I didn't want a bunch of leftovers.
Right.
So I was
Yeah.
like, please. So I beat people to the punch. I saw people approaching me, like wanting to ask if they could take something. And I was like, baby, here you go. Aluminum
Please
foil,
take
like
it.
whatever you want, please.
See,
Makes my cleanup easier.
That's
yeah,
right.
Yes.
that's another talk show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
I like my
indeed.
cooking too much. No, you can't have that. You take it.
It's just
That
for me and
freezes
you,
beautifully.
Boss.
I will have that for weeks.
It's just for you and me, Boss. You're gonna have my plate and I'll take it out when nobody's looking.
No,
That's how that works.
and my latest pet peeve: do not put your mask on my dining room table.
Oh yeah.
Don't you put your mask on my
Put your mask in your pocket or your.
babe, I will go
Yeah.
up on you. Don't put it on the
Okay.
dining room
We
table.
we could have an entire conversation about etiquette practices. Like I don't put my purse on people's furniture
No,
ever.
no.
Etiquette.
Ever.
Yeah.
I put it on the back where no one ever sits or puts their face or anything. I'll never put my purse like on your cushion or. But
Well,
some
y'all
people don't
just
think about
remind me
that.
because I really don't think that far. I drop my purse where I am and take my mask off where I am. So just remind me when I'm over and I'll be happy to adjust myself.
Well,
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for being on Ask
Thank
Alma.
you.
Thank you for
my
having
heart
us.
overflows. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And I hope you guys come back. I hope this isn't the only time.
And
no.
they're on
that you're
Friday.
on. They
Well,
are on. I was going to say, why don't you guys tell us about your show on Friday?
No. This Friday we are off the. We are taking a little break because the conference is happening this week, so we will be off.
Okay.
But we will be back on July the 2nd with our first cooking show with Chef Cottrell, and we're going to do some live cooking. And you all stay tuned because we're going to put out the whole entire menu. So those of you who want to cook with us, you can cook and prepare and be ready for us to and join us on the cooking show on the 2nd of July.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that, Alvin. You know, I'm not big on cooking, but I will do that and have fun
I'll
with
watch.
Well, we're going to make it. We plan to make it simple. This is what you like: good eats for the 4th of July.
Okay.
Like if you have friends coming over and like quick eats. But we're gonna Chef Cottrell is gonna be with us, and she's going
quick
to
eats.
throw down.
That sounds
it. And
good.
that is Friday at what time?
July the 2nd
Second.
at 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Yep.
And we will all be there and meet y'all there and greet y'all there. All right.
Thank you. We look forward to it.
Vash and Saladin, Alvin, thank you so much. Dee, as usual, thank you so much. I could not do this without all of you, and I appreciate you more than you know. Everybody have a good night, and we will see you next week on Ask Alma. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
You're welcome.